Righto lads, back for part number 11 of the driver career with Alpine here. As you can see, starting off the video with the third and final, I'm pretty sure, meeting with McLaren here. Looks like I am going to be teammates with Lando Norris if I was to move. Yeah, very exciting stuff, I suppose. Like I always say about this, you can kind of see a path to the top, which is good. So interesting stuff for next season. We've got absolutely no recognition, but it's alright, we can work on that. I'm not too worried about that. So good to see Andrea Stella, as now we head into the weekend in Baku for the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. And here we are, just looking at the car performance kind of index here. As you can see there, had a bit of a kind of a bit of a plateau, I suppose, and McLaren, Red Bull have upgraded again, so we drop back down a little bit. We do also get this email about the regulations for next season, so that'll be interesting to see. I wonder when we find out exactly what that is. Clear weather for the race, thankfully. As usual, starting off with practice, easy work, getting them all done, getting some extra R&D points. Very good. Since we got that email, I don't think I'm going to upgrade anymore. I think I'm just going to wait until we get confirmation, and then I'll just use the R&D points to adapt all the parts that I need to.
Welcome to Baku and welcome to qualify.
Alright, here we are heading into our first lap in Q1. As you can see here, I'm pretty sure that's a Williams just ahead. Getting a nice toe. I think it is. I don't have the names on top of the cars. I don't know if I should turn it back on. I find it a bit, I don't know, it's a bit cleaner without it, and it was the Williams there. So we end up P6 after our first lap, a 39.6. By the time the session is over, it is or towards the end I should say, it is P10. We decide not to go back out, and that pays off because we end up P13. We are comfortably through to the next session. So down in 13th there, just behind Hamilton. And Pierre also making it out of the session. Good for him. He's still about 4 tenths off almost. 3 and a bit tenths off still. So he needs to work on that a bit. Pretty disappointing actually, as we see Behrman, Bortoletto, Stroll, Ocon, Hulkenberg and Lindblad out. I was just going to say, pretty disappointing. He had that great race at Monza, and hasn't really looked like his form's kind of translating. But one thing that I also found is that the performance index basically means nothing. So we've seen bloody Aston Martins in the top 10 numerous times. So as we come to the end of our final run in Q2, we're up by 1 and a bit seconds. I was going to say 3 nearly. 1 and a bit seconds, and it's unfortunately not enough. It's P12. So we are out in Q2. Very disappointing. Pierre actually out-qualifies us by just over 3 tenths, so that's not good for us, as Bottas, Lawson, Perez and Alonso join us out in Q2. Antonelli there just escaping. He's P10, and then you got the 2 Williams doing a good job. So yeah, let's crack on.
And home, of course, to the Azerbaijan Grand Prix, with high speeds, tight corners and few runoff zones. Many are expecting a safety car here today, so our drivers will have to stay very much on their toes and hopefully out of the barriers. With 20 turns and a length of 3.7 miles, Baku City Circuit in the heart of the Azerbaijan capital is a real test of a driver's endurance, patience and precision. 90-degree corners through Sector 1, leading to a tightening uphill sprint as we start to circle around the old city. Then a 1.4-mile chase flat out through Sector 3 towards the finish line. So with the race not far away from starting, here's what today's grid rundown looks like. Max Verstappen put in a fantastic lap yesterday and he'll start from pole position, edging out Lando Norris, who'll start from P2. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Russell, Piastri, Charles Leclerc and Hamilton, Hadjar, Sainz, Albon and Pierre Gasly, O'Reilly, Bottas, Andrea Kimi, Antonelli and Lawson, Perez, Alonso, Ollie Behrman, Gabriel Bortoletto, Stroll, Ocon, Hulkenberg and Arvid Lindblad completes the grid. Which of these talented drivers will come out on top today? And we welcome you to the commentary box overlooking the circuit. I'm Alex Jakes and I'm joined by Anthony Davidson. Now, those final hours before a race, did you have a routine?
Well, for them, you've got your pre-race rituals that you go through. You see different drivers that, some have got their headphones on, they're listening to the music. Some drivers really absorb the energy from the crowd and they're there waving to them. Other drivers, they go within themselves. They chat to their engineers, absorbing that information, that vital information that you need to carry you through the race. And, those pre-race rituals are essential to making things systematic. We do a lot of Grand Prix in a season, and the more systematic you can be, the easier.
Okay, last race we finished lower than we expected. So this time we need a big push and I need a better weekend out of you.
That is true. We did not have the greatest race last time out. Here's the strap. Mediums to hards, back to mediums. So everyone else pretty much on the grid was on hard, so that's not great.
Okay, incredible
But we should have the edge on them for the first few laps. Don't think the tyre wear should be too bad, although it actually was a bit hard in practice. Either way though, we're about to find out as the 5 red lights go out here in Baku. Decent start from us, using that boost off the line around the outside of Albon. We're up into the top 10 already. I think we started P11 actually because Antonelli had a penalty. So hopefully we can cement ourselves in this top 10 as we are still fighting around the outside of Albon. Using the boost here as we see Hadjar going at it with Sainz. And now we're going to have a look down the inside as well. Oh, I thought we were for a second. Sainz is very lucky. Are we going to have a look here? Yes, we are. We're going to send one. And we get that move done. So we're up into P8 already. Hopefully we can catch up to this little train and pull away with the McLarens, the Ferraris and the Red Bulls. And obviously the Mercedes as well, one of them at least. As now coming through to the famous castle section. I am not stupid today. We do not crash, thankfully. As actually one of my old videos, I think it was on F123, the greatest thumbnail of all time and the greatest title of all time. I think I was in a Williams and I smashed into the wall at the castle, and I think I called the video I'm stupid. So let's not recreate that one as we move on to lap 2 through the castle section. Pretty ironic as Hadjar actually has a bit of a moment here. So we've kind of cemented ourselves on the back of this train, slowly pulling away from the 2 Williams behind. And we are going to use some of the battery here. We're going to have a look down the inside. Pretty much we half did. We go side by side, lean on Hadjar through the corner. But it isn't going to really amount to anything as we actually end up losing, well, a bit of ground definitely to the Williams behind. And now we go onto the main straight to start lap 3. Or to finish lap 2 and to start lap 3. As now, hopefully, we can get Hadjar here as we are using the battery up in a hot lap mode at the moment as Verstappen sets fastest lap. And here we go as we flick to this nice external view, and we're going to go 3 wide. Hadjar on the outside and Sainz on the inside, and we make the move. So we're up into P7, and hopefully Sainz and Hadjar can have a fight here. You can already see pulled away by about a second. And by the time we get into lap 5, it's 2.5 seconds the gap as we see some yellow flags behind. Looks like a white car. I don't know, it might be a Haas or a Cadillac. Let's have a look, see what happens. And it's Bottas. Bottas out of the session then. Let's have a look. Oh, it's an engine failure. The Ferrari in the back of the Cadillac just giving up on him, unfortunately. And that is Bottas out of this race. Only 5 laps in. That's pretty crap from Cadillac there. So now we're moving to lap 6, and we are right on the back of this train with the Ferraris and George Russell. I think who else is on there? I think that is the 2 Ferraris and George Russell. Yeah, it is. As it looks like, oh my days! I thought we were going to go up the back of Leclerc there. As we see Russell still fighting. Oh my days! Bit of contact. That's not great. And now moving on to the start of lap 7. That gap behind slowly coming down. We're going to box a lap earlier than scheduled. We were called in by Mark. Tyre was a little bit higher than what they thought. So as we see now, Leclerc and Russell having a massive scrap. Does this open the door for me down into turn 3? I think it is. Is Leclerc going to go for it? No, he's going to sit behind, and we're going to send one on Leclerc at the inside as Russell locks up. And that is a great move from us. Up into P6. So we have some really good pace on these mediums, even though they are kind of going. So now we head into the pits. Hopefully we get it stopped. This one, actually, I do like this pit entry. It's quite quick. You'll see it goes around the corner a little bit here. As we really attack. Oh, a bit of almost lost it there and hit that outside wall. Thankfully we don't, and make it comfortably into the pit lane. The only one pitting, everyone else on the hards. So let's see how much of an undercut we can get on those guys we were battling with. So we're looking at the 2 Ferraris and George Russell. As now we come out of the pits and we are last. We're 21st. Quite a sight to see. As now we move on to lap 8, and we are right behind Lance Stroll, Nico Hulkenberg and Fernando Alonso. And I think there might be one of the Cadillacs just ahead. Oh my days, how close are we going to get to the back of Stroll? As Hulkenberg is sending one on Alonso, and Stroll actually fighting back decently there, so he gets back past us. And hopefully, we're going to go real deep. We're going to send one. Wow, what a move. Didn't expect that, and we get Stroll again. Going into turn 1, as now side by side. Pick the right lane. I'm kind of in the middle, and we're going to follow Alonso. Now we're going to go 3 wide. 3 wide. Unreal scenes. Can we get the move done up the inside? It looks like we can. So everyone survives, and we do get that move done up into P18. What a move. Already a couple of 3 wide moments in this race as we clip the wall a little bit there. Doing literally the same as Ocon. As now, is he going to pit? I think he is. So we're going to be looking at Bortoletto into turn 1. Can we get the move done? Are we going to send one? Of course we're going to send one. Of course we are. So we make that move up into P13. And look at that, Hamilton coming out of the pits now. So that is ridiculous. That is like a second. And by the time we move on to lap 10, we've gained 3.5 seconds on the Ferrari. So this time, it's the other Haas, it's Ollie Behrman. We get past, as I'm not sure if he's pitting, I think he is. So, get through there, and we actually set the fastest lap at 1:42.4. So we actually have the fastest lap. And there's Piastri and Leclerc, so we've actually done a really good job then. We've gained heaps of time. We are up into P6. Sainz ahead still hasn't pitted. Same with Verstappen, I assume. As now, Oscar is going to get straight back past us though. We are possibly taking his seat next season, as he has a little moment of his own on the exit there. So he might be off to a new home. Interesting. It'd be really interesting to see what happens. I could really see him going to Red Bull and they drop Hadjar or something. That would be realistic, because Hadjar has had multiple Q1 exits and it just hasn't really been his year. So it'd be interesting to see what happens next season. Obviously after this one we've only got 4 more races to go, so we are nearly at that time where we are making decisions and things like that. I think it's pretty obvious. I've been saying it the whole time, as Leclerc makes a move on us there, that pretty much we will be joining McLaren next season. So be interesting to see how the teams recruit, and hopefully we can get some good driver transfers. We'll see though. We'll find out soon. Hopefully within the next probably week I'll be recording these videos and posting them. So as now Russell also getting the move done. We're just going backwards a little bit now towards this stage race. We are coming into pit very soon as we actually re-overtake Russell. As we see yellow flags ahead. Is that a Red Bull? Oh, it's Verstappen! Verstappen out of the race from pole. Unreal. That is tragic, as Russell's going to come back us into turn 1. And we do get the call to come in at the end of the lap. So pretty much let Russell have that. Don't really want to lose any time to Hadjar and Hamilton behind. And yeah, well, unfortunate for Max. Have a look. Just obviously a car issue. No smoke. But yeah, what a shame for him. What a shame. From pole position. Red Bull are like 4th best. I think it goes like Mercedes, Ferrari, McLaren, Red Bull. So, oh, we nearly clipped that wall again. Very good attack on the pit entry there. As we come in for some fresh mediums to go to the end of the race. But yeah, no, I'm very excited to see what happens with the driver lineups, and hopefully next season we can be winning races regularly. We'll see how it goes. Hopefully McLaren do a good job at adapting their paths. As now we come out of the pits in a bit of traffic here. So we see Sainz ahead still. It looks like we're going to have a look at Leclerc here. Oh, I thought about it for a moment. Thought better of it. Sainz has a bit of a moment here. So hopefully we can just follow Leclerc through. As we now head onto the straight to end lap 19. As, oh my days, look at that overspeed. We flicked down to none just to try and not run up the back of him. And now, oh my days. Leclerc was going for the inside there. Sainz completely shut the door. And I think Carlos is going to be pitting. So, oh my days, we nearly go right at the back of him. What's going on there? That would have been an embarrassing way to crash out of the race. So we see Russell actually behind now, actually pinched our fastest lap. And he's on the soft tyres, so he's going to be looking pretty racy for the first probably 3 or 4 laps of this last little stint for him. As now we go into turn 1, we're going to send it. We actually do the fastest lap. So we pinch the fastest lap back off him. It's a 1:40.8. And we keep Russell behind as well. Let's have a look, see what happens here. As we are really pushing now to try and get past Leclerc. Look at that, he just drives away. So George Russell going to get the move as well on those brand new softs. And yeah, we won't really get involved too much in their race. It's up to them. As, yeah, I think P5 is probably the best we can do in this race now. Which is a very good result considering we started P11. So, and as we move through the laps then, we've actually surprisingly, Leclerc's let Russell go, but we've actually surprisingly kept with the Ferrari. And we are going to have a look now into turn 1. As a bit of wheel banging almost. Start lap 23. We're going to go around the outside of turn 1. We're going to make the move. But is he going to come? He's probably going to come back at us on this straight, let's be real. And we see we're just outside of that second to Russell. But we still are in this fight. And we actually are kind of pulling... Oh, never mind. As soon as we're pulling away, we instantly are getting reeled back in. And I assume a Ferrari is going to overtake us. We're going to try and stick to the inside, but he does make that move. So good on Charles. As we start lap 24 now, crossing the line to start the final lap. And we see Leclerc finally putting the foot down and skating away from us. So we're going to see Lando Norris come through to win the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. Oscar Piastri picking up second place, or 1-2 from McLaren. That is unreal scenes. George Russell coming in third. Leclerc fourth, and us, we're going to pick up P5.
Alright, race over. Take care of the car on the way in.
Lando Norris has done it! Lando Norris takes the checkered flag.
And as we get closer to the end of this year's championship, every race that you put together well now really sets you up for crossing the finish line in the championship in the best possible position. It's moments like this right now that really matter.
Here we go then, the top three from the race making their way onto the rostrum. And Lando Norris celebrates the win in style.
Also end up picking up driver of the day there, so that's not a bad little bonus, I guess. We actually also end up with the fastest lap, so yeah, not a bad race. Felt pretty quick in this one actually. It was quite good fun. Obviously coming from P11. Antonelli having a decent race there, getting in the points. Gasly unfortunately dropping out, and then you see there Verstappen and Bottas, the only DNFs in the race. Absolutely tragic. Verstappen from pole, unfortunately having car issues. Lance Stroll, oh, imagine if Lance Stroll got lapped, that would have been peak. Really shattered for Gasly there. As we flick over to the standings, and Lando hits back. So Leclerc has won four of his last 5 races, and the one he didn't win, he DNF'd. So he was on an absolute roll to get that championship lead again. I'm not even sure if he's led it at any point, but to close that gap back up. And Lando finally hits back with a 10-second win over his teammate. So that's unreal from him. As we now look at the constructors, we are just ahead of Red Bull there by about 5 points. Sizable gap to Mercedes, and we see at the top there, 10 points separate McLaren and Ferrari. Very, very, very interesting. Williams are almost in this kind of battle here for 4th. Still 40 points behind, but I always see both of them at least near the top 10. So, yeah, what a video. What a race. Very enjoyable one. And, yeah, I'll see you for the next one in Singapore.